She said, "Standing next to you lowers my image," while her colleagues watched. Her voice was low. She didn't raise it. We were standing near the front of the room. 3 people were already positioned beside her. I said nothing. A chair leg scraped the floor once. Someone shifted their stance behind me. The event took place in a conference hall at a downtown hotel. Neutral carpet, white walls, ceiling lights evenly spaced. Rows of folded chairs filled most of the room. A central aisle led toward the stage. Exit signs glowed above 2 doors. This was a scheduled networking session after a panel. The time was listed on the printed program. 15 minutes were allocated. Panelists stood near the front. They remained inside a marked area near the stage. Staff members wore black badges. They directed people forward with brief hand gestures. No one spoke loudly. Movements were short and functional. She was one of the panelists. Her name badge had a gold stripe. It hung slightly lower than the others. 2 colleagues stood beside her. They stayed within arm's length. They did not change positions. Attendees formed a loose line. The line advanced in short intervals. Each interaction lasted under a minute. A microphone stand was placed near the stage. It wasn't being used. A cable ran along the floor toward the wall. I stood near the front of the line, slightly to her left, close enough to hear nearby conversations. People behind me adjusted bags. Someone checked a watch. Shoes shifted against the carpet. The room noise stayed consistent. Low voices, occasional chair movement. Staff monitored the flow. They nodded when someone finished. They gestured for the next person forward. The sequence repeated without interruption. She leaned slightly toward the colleague on her right. Then she turned her head toward me. She said, "Standing next to you lowers my image." She didn't pause. She didn't repeat it. The colleague beside her looked straight ahead. The other checked the phone screen. I remained where I was. She stepped half a step forward. That placed her shoulder ahead of mine. A staff member raised a hand. The next attendee moved forward. No one addressed what was said. No one asked me to move. The line advanced again. I adjusted my stance. I shifted my weight to the other foot. I took 1 step back, then another. I stood near the sidewall, beside a tall banner with the event logo. I watched the line continue. People spoke briefly, then moved on. She nodded while listening. She smiled once. I kept my hands at my sides. I didn't check my phone. The room noise stayed steady. Low voices. A short burst of laughter. I stayed there until the line shortened. When the session ended, staff began stacking unused chairs. She stepped away from the stage area. Her colleagues followed. I walked toward the exit doors. They opened automatically. The hallway lighting was brighter. Footsteps echoed briefly. I stopped near the program table. I placed the folded schedule back down. Inside the hall, voices continued. People moved toward the exits. I waited until the room cleared.